Hey there everyone, this is Phantom Celebi, and I wanted to talk about the last video I saw from Clare. I really did feel a connection with her, where she was talking about all the stuff that was going on in her life, and it really did resonate with me, sort of similar feelings that she was feeling. Not too long ago, I cried so hard, and I spoke to people on YouTube about how incredibly miserable I was. And I spoke to people about how I've suffered from depression over the years. Well, I want to talk about how that made me who I am today. So, I do get from time to time again these anxiety attacks along with being frustrated, depression, and all that. And it's mainly because I'm the only one in my group, I would say my former group, that has physical problems. All the rest of them are able-bodied and healthy, and they basically kicked me out of the group. And I mean, I was trying so hard to be sweet and sympathetic and all that, and be a good friend, to the point where I didn't realize that they were abusing me. And I didn't realize it till much later. So, here's how a lot of this started. Years ago, I dated this guy, and I'm not going to say his name or anything like that, but he wasn't a bad person. I was very frustrated with him, and I felt like he didn't give me enough attention, and he wasn't very attentive to me, and at the end of the day, he really did grow into someone who was a good person. And I do feel bad that things turned out the way they did, but at the time, he wasn't being that great of a person. And a lot of the stuff he had said to me made me feel uncomfortable about myself. So I had told this to my friends. The thing is my friends, well, my former friends, they are pretty into holding grudges. They're, I don't know, I guess kind of petty like that. And for the most part, I have been pretty forgiving. But, there were moments where I just couldn't take things and I got frustrated and I spoke to them about it, and they used that against me a few times. The thing is I don't like being dishonest either. And this group of people, they were pretty dishonest. There was a guy in our group, which I'm going to just refer to him as Kyle. That's the farthest from his actual name. So Kyle was, I would say he's kind of an eccentric when it comes to things. He's really into anime, he's really into video games, and he's a pretty cool person when he isn't obsessing over religion. And it does actually bother a few of the people in that group, but they never tell him anything about it, and they always try to make it seem as though he's at fault. And yeah, me and him have clashed because he doesn't like the idea that my mom's a Jehovah's Witness, and I totally get that. Some people just think very negatively of Jehovah's Witnesses, but I have never thought of that because it's still Christianity at the end of the day. So I never really felt it was a big deal. But yeah, he didn't really like me too much, and it felt like the only reason he kept me around was to keep face that he does have female friends, but that's not the point of this story. What the point is the other person in the group, which I guess I'll call him, let's see, what should I name him? Alan? Okay, Alan is it's still sort of close to his name, but not enough where it would be an issue. So Alan, he was the nice guy of the group. He was the one who brought everyone together. He was supposedly the sweet person. But in actuality, he would pick on people all the time, literally. There was this guy in our group, I'm gonna call him Peter. He was an African-American guy, and constantly all the time he would complain about how the guy smelled, and how he was sweaty and gross, but then would be the sweetest person to his face. Then he would complain about how clingy Kyle was, but then would tell Kyle that he couldn't live without him as a best friend. And he would talk about how antisocial our friend, what am I gonna call him? Niles? Okay, I'll call him Niles. Yeah, I mean, he would talk all the time about all these people, but then he would say to my face he would never do any of those things, because he always viewed me as the level-headed one that he can totally just talk to. But the thing is I shouldn't have accepted that as some reason to trust him, because at the end of the day, he did the same thing to me. He would tell people that I was disgusting and that he thought I was faking my disability. And when I had told him about me having lupus, I was in the hospital when this happened because I was very sick. And even then, he was talking about me behind my back, saying that I was crazy. And he was making it out like I was clinging on to him. And he even told his current fiance that I had a thing for him, which I've never had a thing for him. I made it pretty clear to him years ago that I didn't like him. But I did want to hang out with him because I did truly feel like we were friends, and I did miss some of the good times we had together. But he continued on with that, and he even spread that throughout our group. And when Claire was talking about how people bully other people and it really does bring down their self-esteem, that really did hit me in the heart. I mean, I was literally being picked on for something I couldn't control. I couldn't control that I had anxiety. I couldn't control that I had disability that I was born with. All these things were things that just were crazy. And just because somebody doesn't want to be with you or doesn't want to have a life with you around anymore doesn't mean that they're a bad person. And then to top it all off, I'm going to call this person Kaylee. Kaylee is one of the coolest people I know. She's so sweet. But he even harmed her. He made, he would joke about her. He would talk about her all the time. He would make her feel like she was the smallest person in the world, and even made her feel like these things were her fault. But in actuality, she's a good person, and she just doesn't understand it. I feel like if she got some help, maybe went to a therapist, a psychiatrist, or something like that, she would see that she's a very good person. But, it's kind of crazy how little insecurities about ourselves brought on by the people around us and the people in our area, and just how crazy people interact with each other. I mean, I didn't realize that this type of relationship was abusive. I mean, I had my problems with him in the past, but I figured, friends argue, friends have problems with each other. I didn't really think that Alan was a bad person, but at the end of the day, the chain of events kept on turning and causing all sorts of problems. He was dating one of the girls that I had been pretty close friends with. I'm gonna call her Becca. Becca, she's been, I would say she's the closest to me when it comes to personality-wise. Also, she is bisexual, just like me, so she has dated girls, she's dated guys, she's pretty open. And even with that, he would talk about that with her. And he would tease her. He would cause all sorts of crazy problems. And then he dated her. He said that he never would want anyone like Becca, but he dated her. Then he abused her throughout the entire relationship. And Becca told me about it. And I don't know why, but I felt like crying when I heard her talking about that. And when I tried to talk to him about it, he said that she was just over-dramatizing things and making things up and all that. But the thing is he lies literally all the time. So it was really hard to believe him. So I just said to myself, okay, I can't be around this person anymore. And he tried to turn people against me, and it worked. Because I only have a little bit of friends now, and I thought that was a bad thing, but at the end of the day, you don't want to surround yourself with people who are going to lie and mistreat you and just all around treat you like garbage. You want to be able to open up to people and be as fluid as you can, and if you feel down about something that you can't control, or possibly just the way you look, you shouldn't. Because there's something beautiful about everybody out there. You might not like your nose, or your hair, or your skin, or any of that. You might not like that you were born a particular race, but you can't help what you're born as. You can't help the way your traits look. It's just, you can't help who you are. And you should never feel bad about who you are. Unless perhaps what you're doing is hurting other people. So if you are just being yourself and being a good person, then you shouldn't feel bad about who you are. You are beautiful for who you are internally. Whether you're a little chubby or kind of thin, whether you just aren't what people think perfect should be. Perfect is what you feel it is. And if you look in the mirror and say, I think I look good in those high-rise jeans, but I don't think other people will because I have a little bit of a tummy. Don't let what other people, decide on you what is right, because that's just not right. I feel like everybody has some sort of internal beauty, and don't pick on those who are anxious. And if you see someone's depressed or down or anything like that, about something like that, try being a big person and helping them out. Be as good as possible and love them. I mean, I'm pretty sure Claire wouldn't have been ripping at her own hair if people were nicer to her. And it's a shame because she's a good person. She tries to help people all the time. And she's alright, in my opinion. I mean, there are a lot of people on here on YouTube who treat their fans like trash when they see them in person. But she talks to people, she answers fan mail, she's a sweet person, and I'm pretty sure she's always been a sweet person. And the fact that people would pick on her for her hair being thinning or just her pulling at it is just wrong. No matter what she looks like, she's still gonna be the same person internally. So I'm just gonna end this here. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, and subscribe for more spastastic content. And love your community. Love you. And peace. Goodbye. It's time once again for the Phantom Squad top tier. These are for the people who are awesome sauce. And awesome sauce is the most amazing sauce. It goes on pasta. It goes in soup. It is the best kind of sauce. And you will love it. Because you are awesome sauce. God. Every single time I say this, it seems weird. But I want to say thank you to all those who supported me on Twitter, on Patreon, and everything that I go into in the future and beyond. So, here's to you guys. Jazz the Chameleon, Potato _ a bunch of numbers, Edie Rose 23, Cute Girl Sim, Calorie _ Aiken, Balloonix5, Carissa Sims, Benjamin GYT, Lovely Laura, Veggie Gamer, EJ Black Dove, Trippy D, Ray of Sunshine X1, Sonic Jenny, Shipty, Kaleda Sims, Prismatic Simmer, Sims Lena, Stray Shadow Cat, Sims Lita, and Josh CHG. I'll see you in the next video, and I love you. Bye-bye. Peace. Bye.